Good morning. Hello, everybody. It's Monday morning. Today is the 16th of May, 2022. How are you guys doing? Oh, and we have a super sticker this morning. Thank you so much, Sana. I will play a little ditty for you if I can find it. There we go. I'm trying to find myself over here on my, I don't know why, but it won't do it. Thank you so much. That's a nice surprise first thing in the morning. What are you guys up to this morning? Everybody awake, drinking their coffee? Hello, Frozen. How are you this morning? Yeah, getting the coffee. I actually may have to make another cup here in just a minute. I've already drank half of it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good morning, Sue. What'd you think of that yesterday? Wasn't that something? Did you all catch it yesterday? I don't know. See, I'm trying to put the deal on here and get the chat. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know. There it is. My eyes are still watery and itchy, but I feel a lot better. Yeah. I think it's just going to be that way for a little while. What can you do? It's all over. I'm seeing and hearing from a lot of people that they're having the allergy issues. So, yeah, see, it's funny. I see it over here on my tablet, but I don't see the chat. Give me just a second, guys. I'd like to be able, because when I play something for you here in a minute, I won't be able to see the screen, and I want to be able to see your comments and stuff. Anthony's tips and stuff, I know. It was just fascinating. He is so knowledgeable and so relatable and so fun to talk to. I had the best time. The best time. And Duty Ron came by and said hello too. That was so cool. Hello, Kaz. Knitting triangular shawl. Which one? How cool. Are you doing mine? Or whose are you doing? There's got to be some settings here that I am not seeing. Does anybody know how to get audio? Okay. Do I know how to get the comments on the tablet? Your own pattern using garter stitches. I love it. I love that. That's great. Well, for some reason, it won't let me have the comments. That's the whole reason I wanted to put it over here. Because that's not helpful if I can't see your comments. Okay. Quit futzing with that. We'll work on that later. Too early in the morning to do new stuff like that. Too early in the morning. So I do have a little bit of a video I can show you guys related to the Texas inmate that has escaped down here in South Texas. Oh, I was tickled. I was fangirling big time. He's a cutie, and he's just so positive, and I just love that. I loved his energy. I really loved his energy. It was wonderful. And I think the two of us, that you have to remember that was the very first time I've ever even met him. I've never even talked to him other than chatting on his channel. So I think that the two of us hit it off really well. And so I'm really excited to do that again. Really, really am. And he's going to help me to bring you guys some um, some guests that I think are going to be a lot of fun for us. I think it's going to be awesome. Yeah, I still got. Thankfully, I'm not drowning in that drainage that from the allergies. Thankfully, but it's a lot better. 1:20 in the afternoon over there. Yeah, I had wanted to do this earlier for you, but you know what? This time right now, this is just about right for me. Just about right for me for getting up and getting moving because I actually get up a little bit before this to get my coffee, turn everything on, and all that stuff. And I'm glad I did because I noticed that I had put it on for tomorrow instead of for today. And I'm like, what did I do? That was before I went to bed last night. So I hope this is a decent time for you. One of the reasons I'm doing these early mornings is to be able to catch some of y'all who are um, overseas, and that I really wanted to be able to do something for you guys too. So, yeah. Is it online or Audible? I don't know for sure if it's on Audible. This is his book, Inmate Manipulation Decoded. Um, it is on Amazon, but I'm really not quite sure if it's on Audible. I can check for you. One moment. Give me just a minute. Maybe I can find out. You can get it on Kindle. Mm. No, it is not on Audible. Sorry. Nope. Mm-mm. I did look though. But it looks like there's a Kindle. There might be a Kindle version. So check that and see. Go over to Amazon and see. It is Inmate Manipulation Decoded. I need to go back into yesterday and put in. And I'm wondering on why I'm not seeing the chat for this. Anyway, guys, it's taking a long time for the chats to be put up on my lives, and I it's kind of frustrating because I have a lot of people that come in within an hour or two after I upload my lives, and they really would like to follow along with the chat, but they have to wait. They have to wait for those, and so I'm thinking that's why I see a lot more views coming up later on because that's when that live chat gets uploaded. So, you sent me mail today? Oh, well, that's sweet. I appreciate that. That is so cool. And I did go back and check. I sent yours out. I want to say I sent yours out last Monday, but don't quote me on that, Sono, because I'm not sure if it was Monday. But for some reason, I'm thinking it was Monday because I usually do a lot of my mailings on Monday and then go to the post office and see if I have any packages or anything. And I'm fairly certain that yours went out on Monday, but it's going to take up to, I know the last few things I've sent have been 2 weeks to get over there. So it's coming. Kaz is saying hello to everyone who's watching. We have a pretty small crew this morning, but that is okay. So let me show you guys something. Let me get it loaded first. Okay. I have an update that I'm going to show you that when they were arresting this New York shooter. Okay, here we go. It's not very long.
This morning, a community in shock in Buffalo, New York.
When I first saw him shooting, he shot a woman, he shot a deacon, he shot another woman, and then he went in the store and started shooting again.
10 people shot dead and 3 more injured after a gunman opened fire at a Tops-friendly supermarket in a predominantly black neighborhood.
This is the worst nightmare that any community can face.
One gun secure, one suspect is in custody.
The suspect, identified as 18-year-old Peyton Gendron, has been arraigned on 1 count of first-degree.
So,
10
shoot.
people were killed.
I am so sorry.
This morning, a community in shock in.
Here we go. I
identified
hit the wrong
as 18-year-old Peyton Gendron.
There he is. That is the shooter. This is, like they said, this is within hours after catching him. They wanted him arraigned right away, and they got that done. And he is standing there in a paper gown. They took everything away from him, and he is standing there in a paper gown. Okay. There you guys are. Only 18 years old. Yes. But I wanted you guys to see we have our first look at what he looks like. And they are treating that as a hate crime. He is a young white man, and he drove there from several hours away. That is in Buffalo, New York, and that is like a suburb of New York, really. Buffalo is not far from New York City, is what I meant to say. A small place, it's in that area. And I'm not real good at geography, so don't trust me on geography, you guys. And he went over there to shoot black people. That's what he wanted to do. And so they are treating this as a hate crime. He had a manifesto. I've not seen that come out just yet, or anything about his manifesto. I know that they have it. However, I don't believe that they are releasing anything about that yet because I haven't seen anything. Yes, they're saying that over there too. And good morning to you. The UK news states that they are looking into it as a hate crime. Yes. Yes, they are. Thank you, Crazy Poppy Lady. Thank you. It is horrible that he was able to do and just ruin a Sunday. Just absolutely go in on a a day when everybody's just doing their thing, and he just went in and just ruined everything. So I'm going to try to do as much on that as I can. It's just very limited right now. Like I said, we're just now seeing, and you guys probably have seen more on national news than what I have seen because I don't have cable or anything like that here in the she shed. I just have streaming. That's what I have. Good morning, Miguel. I'm glad you're good. I know you had a storm come through last night. How are you doing? How was all the chickens and the roosters? And everybody's doing okay, I hope. Yeah, they were keeping that kind of. Well, it seemed like they were keeping that kind of quiet the last few days when all this came down. That they didn't really say why that they were calling it that. No, we had no storm. We had a little bit of wind last night, but not much. So I had no real hint that anything was going on. And then I saw yours, so it was a lot farther away from us. So did you get a whole bunch of rain, Miguel? Good morning, Alicia. Hello, hello, my friend. And here's Rita. Hi, Rita. How are you doing? They ran out and went digging for worms. They know their stuff, don't they? Yeah. They're like, ooh, we got some rain. Ooh, there's going to be some good stuff in there. Oh, that's funny. So the other thing I wanted to update you on was the Texas inmate. Now, are you hearing anything more than I am down there, Miguel? Any news that you have heard? Oh, yes. We would take some of that ourselves. Absolutely. I hear you, Rita. I know what you mean, and I'm thinking about you. That's not fun. Not fun at all. But they are still looking for him from everything that I have found. I didn't see anything this morning where he has been caught. So, oh yeah, you're getting the hot and sunny? Yuck. Yeah, it's been the last few years have been strange. Yeah, Kaz is talking about it too. Thunder and rain. Yeah. See, Alicia knows what time it is over there. Oh. Okay, so let me see if I can share with you this other. Mm-mm. The latest one that I could find, nothing in the last hour. Mm-mm. There's something here from, I believe, yeah, here we go. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, 2 hours from you. You're not that far away. I just wonder how much you're hearing from there. If you're hearing, but of course, you don't have news either. That's at every level of law enforcement looking. Yeah, I mean, that place is packed. I'm surprised they're not spilling out over towards you, as many people they have there. They have got so many people looking. And they keep saying that they're narrowing it down, but they are having school again today. So that's interesting. I thought they might not have school again because they closed it on Friday there. Okay, so let me share this, and I can't see the chat when I do this, but it's very short. Here we go. This is from last night.
I'm Sarah Wilson, and this is a KX News update for Sunday, May 15th, 2022. The massive manhunt for 46-year-old Gonzalo Lopez continues as the sun sets on day 4. Lopez, who served a life sentence for murder and attempted murder, escaped last Thursday from a prison transport bus in Leon County, just outside of Centerville. Hundreds of law enforcement officers from several law enforcement agencies on the federal, state, local, and county level have been working around the clock to try and find Lopez. In Sunday's briefing, Texas Department of Criminal Justice Public Information Officer Robert Hurst was back on the scene. Hurst says while there have been some reports of sightings of Lopez, little information has come from those sightings. Hurst says several law enforcement teams are on horseback searching the thick wooded areas. There are also canine patrols on the ground and air support searching from above. While a large number of law enforcement personnel are in the area, officials say they have tightened the search perimeter where they believe Lopez is hiding out. Hurst says he believes this is the largest manhunt in recent Texas history. Hurst says the investigation into the escape is ongoing and did not provide any new details. Hurst reminded people there is a $50,000 reward for information leading to Lopez's arrest. But once people understand, Lopez is a dangerous criminal, and people should not put themselves in harm's way. If you see him, call 911 immediately. Centerville ISD reports school will resume on Monday, even if Lopez is not caught yet. We will continue to keep you updated when new information comes in on our social media pages, as well as kxtv.com. For your KX News update,
Kaz is in Sheffield. Ah, cool. So they're saying school will be on again today. They don't really have anything very new. However, they have definitely tied him to cartel. So he is a part of a Mexican cartel. It is extremely possible that he was able to get some help in which to escape. And well, they have one sighting of him, Miguel. He says may have been able to change out of his uniform. They have a sighting of him in his boxers. So he has taken, and he has no restraints. He got out of those. So it's just him and his boxers out there, as far as we all know. Is that the last sighting they had of him, and it was a person who did not have a gun. So that person was not able to approach him when they saw him. And I guess for whatever reason, they weren't able to find him again after they saw him, but they saw him in his boxers. They had taken everything else off. So, yeah. Crazy, crazy stuff. Oh. Thank you so much for welcoming everybody this morning. I appreciate it when you guys welcome each other. Are you guys all, how many of you are coffee drinkers? Can you put your hand up or put a 1 in the chat if you are coffee drinkers? Is that right? Is Sheffield where they did that? You guys, that's one of my favorite. I can't find that movie. I cannot find it to purchase because that's one of my favorite movies. The Full Monty. If you guys have not seen that, it is so good. My favorite scene of that movie was when they are standing in the line for to get their benefits that they're getting for being unemployed. And I don't remember what they call that over there, but they're standing in the line, and there's one over here and there's one over here, and at the same time they're doing their moves that they've been learning. It's so funny. Oh my goodness. Well, how far can you get? Here's the thing. I was thinking, well, he's going to have some water. We had 106, 108 yesterday, so he's going to have some water. However, he probably could do that. Say he found somebody's water hose and he just turned on the water and got a drink. He could certainly do that, and he would be fine. Wouldn't eat, but he could get water. So, come on in, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. That's Holly. How are you this morning? It is. So it's 12:40 where you are. Are you not in? Is Australia where you are? Good morning, Mo. 100% coffee. So we got some coffee drinkers. And Holly says she's a coffee drinker. Well, I'm so glad you joined me. Glad to have you. I am about halfway through this book I showed you guys. This is the Mike King from Profiling Evil. This is his book. It's called Deceived. It's about the Zion Society cult because he helped to arrest the man who was the head of this cult in Utah. And it's very, very interesting the way that I love the way that Mike wrote this. It's very good. Oh, it is creepy. Oh gosh, it is so creepy. See, I just think I because it has been 5 days, I'm really wondering if someone has already come and picked him up. But somebody is watching. The cartel is watching and like, hey, our boy, he's out there. We got to go pick him up, right? Who knows? Who knows? Starbucks and Costa Coffee Latte. They're like super tea drinks. Oh, Costa Coffee Latte. Interesting. Well, yeah, it is amazing, and that's something I want to talk about too. I think we should do a little bit of a series of talking about that kind of thing too, because what I would like to go into is is your church a cult, right? Okay, so a lot of people go and they don't realize their reasons. So I don't want to get into religion because that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is being deceived by what you think is a good thing. When people start giving everything they have, they give away all of their life's possessions to some small little group, and it ties in here to like the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, that type of thing. This, which happened in Utah, and both of those cases, those were offshoots of the LDS Church also. But if you think about how it ties into how they come off of another teaching and then they make it all into something totally convoluted, and you totally go with it, how do you go from into that? How do people get into that, the mindset that gets you there? Orange Theory exercise class. See, I would not have thought of that as being, that sounds pretty innocuous. Wow. Off to hug Liam the dog. Under thunder. Oh, he hates the thunder too. My G-Dog Sailor hates the thunder. Give him a hug for us. Thank you for coming in. So you were raised under, so you kind of were grandfathered in with your family, and this was something that was all you knew. That's a whole nother aspect to it. So kids who grow up with that kind of thing, that's a whole nother aspect. Yes, if you would like to talk about that, if you want to email me any information, we can do it that way. And you know, um, if you wanted to come on, you could do that. I'm open to having guests to talk about some of this stuff. So just let me know. Oh, good. Good deal. Oh, my airs. Did y'all hear my air conditioner kick on? I need to look and see what it is this morning. I think and Cerberus is snoring. He went back to sleep. He's snoring. He's been out to go potty already. So we're at 70 degrees, it says, but it does not feels humid. %, humidity. Awesome. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Oh, Mr. Fiber's back. Mr. Fiber took the truck out to go for a little spin around the pasture. He's been going and checking the pasture every day. Oh, and Duke's a chocolate dog. He's been down to the spring. That would be really great. You're going to be at 89. That's a cold front. Absolutely. When we have these kind of temperatures, it's a cold front. Ugh. 106 yesterday. I didn't look to see what did it say we were going to be today. Our high would be 94 today. That's a cold front for us. But see, we're back to 103 tomorrow, 108, 109 after that. You were at 104 with a 17%, and it's huge. It is huge. Yep. When you put the humidity in there, that's why when I go to Chelsea, when she lives in the New Orleans area, and when it gets to be so hot there with that humidity over there, I can't hardly breathe when I'm over there. Yes, coming and going in those patches. Absolutely, it is. Yep. When I was going through that, which I'm not totally not done, but when I was going through that, I was cut in half. So my upper body would just get so hot, and from the lower down would be cool. So my feet, my legs, I always have a blanket on my legs, but the upper part I couldn't have anything on at all. It was just like it's completely two different temperatures with my body. Yeah, they do. Oh my, you're going to get the weather today, Alicia. Will you be careful where you are? Hail and tornadoes? What the heck? You missed the meetup. she had a beauty. Hey, listen, our beauty appointments are important, even for our fur babies. Yep, it is important. Yeah, so then I don't know, when is the next meetup, Miguel? Beginning to wonder if I'll ever be able to make another one of those. That's in the Dallas area, you guys. Yeah, it's your face. Yeah. Yes, stay safe, Alicia, please. Yes, please. So I am okay. So I'm working on the other part to this. I did the hat. I finished the hat. This is going to go to Rose at Rose Likes Crochet for this is it's being commissioned by one of you here to make this to send to Rose, and it's for the hat and cowl sets. So I have started the cowl to go with it. So that is the ribbing done, and now I'm starting on, and I'm using the sugar wheel. Good morning, Laura Lee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this up on the cowl, and then I will stop and I will do the purple again, purple section, enough to put the paws in there. And then I will go back to this and finish up the cowl, and then I will do this for the ribbing on the other side. That's the plan. Yes, paws on the cowl too. Yes. That's my plan. I'm just hoping, because this is all of that purple I have. So I'm hoping to be able to do it with that. And I mean, honestly, I could do it the opposite. And it might be better to do this teal color and do the paws in the purple. I'm going to be sharing it with you because it's really so far worked out absolutely easy. All I did was double everything. That's all I did. So all I did was double the amount of stitches. So I did 168 stitches instead of 84. And then when I went to do I did the first round of just knit. And then the second round, I did increase every 14. So that's where I'm at with it. But yeah. What? OMG, how sweet. Oh, that makes my day, Alicia. You know that's going to make my day. She's knitting. How fun. Okay, Miguel, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. It's going to be. Thank you. Thank you, Lori. It's going to be fun. That's kind of what I was thinking about doing it that way, but I don't know that I'll have enough of the purple to do a whole section and then still be able to do the ribbing. So, oh, how cute. Yes, I know, because I really want to pass that down. That is so fun. I think she'd be great because that little girl's got she's sassy, but she's smart. I could tell that already. I bet she'll be able to learn. She's at the perfect age right now, because I think he said she was 9. I think she'd be at the perfect age to be able to learn. How fun. I could do some one-on-one with her. Yeah. It's good for the brain, you guys. Yeah, she's 9. I thought that's right. Yeah. So I'm trying to decide. I had a suggestion yesterday about the case of Stephanie Lazarus to do for Stitch and Crime the next time. And I'm really kind of considering doing that because that one is someone who was law enforcement. So that's kind of interesting. I'm thinking, oh, I know, Jillian, but you had so much fun. You were off gallivanting around in the Rockies. How are you this morning, my friend? Good to see you. Yes, teaching them while they're young. Because, I learned to knit when I was young. And it didn't stick. The crochet stuck. And I used the hook for years and years and years from the time I was little until now. pretty much my whole life. Stephanie Lazarus, yeah, we did. We talked about Stephanie Lazarus a little bit. Knitting Artisan, she was talking about that's what she's been, and she's not the only one. Um, and I was reading a little bit up on it last night. I've watched a little bit of it, and I had heard of it. It has been a while since I heard anything on it. Of course, when I learned anything about it was before YouTube, so it was limited to like snippets of something that I had watched. And I went and did a little bit of digging on it yesterday. And she's former law enforcement, Stephanie Lazarus. And they solved that case something like 17 years after it actually happened. A weird stare. Yeah, she's just got this, yeah, very strange. She's very strange. And she killed her ex-boyfriend's fiance is what she did. And she was a person of interest when it first happened. She was a person of interest, and they actually cleared her. So it's going to be interesting to go back and find out how they decided to bring her back into. And I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, the family was a huge part of getting her back on the radar. Sharon, I'm so excited. Did you see yesterday? Have you watched yesterday, Sharon? You've got to go back and watch. We talked about you, girlfriend. Anthony was on with me yesterday, Sharon. We're going to be following on Wednesday. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure. Show of hands, how many people saw yesterday's? If you can put it in the chat, if you actually saw my live from yesterday. I want to say that Diamond Girl was there. So she killed his wife. Okay. I was thinking they were still fiancés. Rita saw it. Oh, good. And Joan and Alicia. Yes. It was so good. I really am so excited for you to be on. Good morning, Jean. He is just, you're going to love being on with him, because he is just a joy to talk to. He really is. You're going to absolutely love it. You really are. I am so excited for you. You've got to go back and watch yesterday's. Sana watched it. Awesome. I was thinking that I wanted to say that about at least a half a dozen or more people yesterday said that they had not heard of him and that they were going over there to subscribe. So I'm so tickled about that. And he shared me this morning. He shared me out this morning. That was wonderful too. I'm very impressed with him. I am. Between Duty Ron and him, and yes, and Connie. Yeah, I agree. I agree it does, because we are all learning right now from all of this. We were talking about, and there's a book I'm going to be getting also. My bookshelf is getting quite heavy. And this is Connie, that she is usually on with Anthony. Constantine Elaine. I believe she says it Elaine. Am I saying that right? Or is it Aline? And this is her book, and it's called The Cage Was Her Cocoon. And so she relates her story a lot to cages that you put on yourself. and how to get out of your own cages that you put on yourself. And I have not read it yet. I've just skimmed it and I can't wait. Yes, I have that feeling about this book. Oh, thank you, Rita. Thank you. And some of his stuff, when it comes out, you're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be interested. But he totally engages you. He really does. They both do. And even though they're talking mostly about law enforcement and about corrections and how it relates to corrections, there's so much of what they talk about that relates to regular people and what we see in our own lives. It's interesting to me how that translates over. You're halfway through the book? Ah, yes. Tear top. Oh, sorry, you guys. It's the allergies. Morning time and allergies. And I'm limiting myself, you guys, to about an hour on these lives, most of them for now, especially because I need to get new glasses again. And I've started to get headaches when I'm looking at this screen for more than an hour or so. Oh, it definitely does. And it did yesterday. I was telling Mr. Fiber that he needed to go back and watch yesterday's because Anthony got some stuff out of me yesterday, and it was like, uh-oh. He did. He got a few things out of me yesterday. Oh, I just to see me in there with them, that is just so awesome. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that more than you know. I found something else. Also, I was just noticing the time, and I found something this morning that I thought you guys might be interested in, and I wanted to play that too for you real quick. So give me just a second to pull that up. I discovered something that I did not know existed. Okay. Oh. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's a lot of work, Sharon, but well worth it. Family comes first. I know, right? Too cuddly to be a warden. Isn't it something? Okay. Let me share my screen real quick. This is very interesting. I wanted to share it with you guys. I'll show this and we'll come right back. I can't see the screen, but hold on. Okay, now here is in Walker. This was in November of last year, and they solved a case of a Jane Doe, and she was in Walker County, Texas. And this was a press release. And this guy here on the left, he's going to come out, and the sound is not real great.
Hi, I'm David Middleman from Author, and we did the lab work to support the investigation. So there are a whole bunch of cases, unfortunately, just like this one, of folks that are unidentified. They're not going to be found in a traditional government database. This is a victim, so not someone that would have been trapped as a criminal or someone that had done something in the past. And what we do at Author is we go back and re-examine for contemporary and also for these older cases, any evidence that's available. This case was incredibly complex, and there was a lot of work across multiple agencies to find evidence that was suitable for us to do the work we had to do. And so that shouldn't be forgotten. There's so much investigative work that precedes us being able to even do anything with evidence. But we were very fortunate in that we were able to secure some evidence that helped us steer to her identity. And what we do is we can take evidence that is very old, DNA that's been previously unsuitable or unusable in other methods of traditional testing, processes, and we can pull genetic information, markers and such from this evidence, and use that, as you've heard from the sheriff, to build about long distance relationships, and in the case of someone like Sherry, for which there was really no evidence at the scene and no good clues, and she was so far away from home, and no one here locally in Huntsville would have known who she was, we were able to establish the long distance genetic relationships to folks that ultimately then were able to help us identify who she was.
And her name was Sherry. Oh my goodness, Sherry. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have that, but I wanted to show you this. So this is where he works. It's called Othram, Othram, and it says here that they are the first private laboratory built to apply the power of modern parallel sequencing to forensic evidence. Our scientists are experts at recovery, enrichment, and analysis of human DNA. And this is in trying to remember where they're located. I thought it said right here somewhere, but I'm going to have more on this for you guys. So I did not know that was here. I did not know that they had, that's a private lab. So they're getting funding from sources that are not all government there because they're private. So that's interesting that lab helped to solve, and I don't know, I'm going to have to do some investigating and see how many cases that they've been able to help with, because I didn't even know about them. So Sharon says her ex was in corrections. Yeah, it was his home. From the other side, exactly. Oh, gosh. Yes, in the Woodlands. Thank you. Thank you. I knew I'd seen that somewhere. And for some reason, when I was looking at it a second ago, it wasn't there. But they are in the Woodlands. Now, that is close to Houston. The Woodlands is just, it's like a ritzy part of Houston. Yeah, let's put it that way. Lori. Ah. Y'all are talking about something I missed. Yes, he did. Personal safety. And we're going to start talking more and more about that because I know you guys want to know more about that. I know you do. So, yeah. So that's what I have for you as far as updates this morning. I'm going to go just long enough where it's time to get my next cup of coffee. I am going to do some filming today. And I want to emphasize for you guys, I can turn this back on. That was too loud a minute ago. Got to get that air conditioner back on or it'll get warm in here quick. Thank you so much, Lori. Oh, you're going to love him. He's a sweetheart. He is. There's a lot more stuff that's going to happen on my channel. I'm expanding with the crime stuff. Okay. I think you guys can see that. A lot more of it's going to happen organically. It's going to happen through feedback. It's going to, and I'm going to be doing a lot of things again live as opposed to the stuff that I'm going to have to take so much time going through, and because the editing and all of that stuff, as much as I like it, it's very time consuming. And a lot of stuff doesn't get out to you. You're loving these. I am too. And it's so much easier on me to do it live than it is to record it. So much easier. Exactly. Don't click it until you're ready to get in it. That's exactly right. Just because you're not sure where it is or whatever, for whatever reason, you got stuff in your hands, I'll just go ahead and open it, and don't let those kids run ahead of you to get in it. They need to sit right. They need to be right with you so you can see them and stuff. And, and whoever you're with. Yeah. Don't separate. Oh my goodness. Well, you need to take a nap when we get done. Take a nap. I'm so glad you guys. You're not going to be disappointed because he really is. And I've been going back and watching a few to kind of get caught up with his focus. But he had one on his channel where it's the one where he's looks like he's got his thumb back pointing towards the inside of a bus, and it's a bus transport for inmates. And he says it's a prison. Let's talk prison escapes. You guys should go watch that one because he had some absolutely wonderful guests on. They talked about a lot of stuff, telling us how they handcuff everybody. He showed videos. He's got resources. It amazes me the resources he's got. Duty Ron amazes me about his resources, the people he can reach out to and say, hey, I'm just wondering about this. It just amazes me what they do. Yes, it is. And Anthony is talking about coming back to my channel, that he wants to come back and talk some more about personal safety. He's talking about getting on. We had a lot of people yesterday that were asking about cybersecurity, and that's very out there. It's very out there it's being safe online is actually a bit of an illusion. Let me just put it that way so you guys know. It's not an easy thing to pin down. Security is not easy online. But he has someone that he thinks could help give us some insight and to doing that. So I'm excited about that too. Yes, he has. Uh, well, I was kind of, I meant to say this to him yesterday, but it's like if you can capture the non-viewers to where they're not as so they don't become victims, then he has less crowding where he's at. Right? So if there's less victims, then he's having to keep track of less criminals. So it's a win-win, I think. Yep. Yeah, it's it is an illusion. Oh, good morning. Getting ready for work. When is your last day? Guys, this may be Cheryl's last week of work, I think, at least at this job. If you want to say, you don't have to tell us, but good morning to you, Cheryl. I need to catch up with you. We need to catch up. There's some things we need to talk about. So, oh, these eyes. I've been up long enough now. They're starting to. I need to go get some eye drops in. So I want to say thank you to anyone who is watching this back. I know that several of you are so good about rewatching my videos, catching. Hi, Natalie. She watches all the videos back on update. The last week, whoop, 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 whoop. You've been there so long. So but I'm very happy for you. I know this is going to be good for you. We need to get caught up with Cheryl. It's been a while. I had to cancel our last one, so. Oh. Yes, so I am going to go. We are sitting right at our hour that I intended to do. And I got to go get some breakfast. And I'm going to do the filming of that shawl, the seam double shawl. The next clue is going to be fun because there's going to be several sections for you. So it's great. You guys, yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's great. And I'm so looking forward to it, Sharon. I'm so looking forward to seeing your interview over there on Anthony's show. Good morning, Debbie. Thank you for coming in. We're on our way out. I'm just doing an hour this morning. So you too. And Alicia, stay safe with those storms. Everybody take care of yourselves until we see each other again. I appreciate you all very much. Again, those that are watching and lurking, those that are watching the replays. Thank you to my moderators. And I love y'all. So have fun today. So take some little moment and have fun. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, everybody.